Hey, Leone Sanchiella, what's up? Gotta work on this belly. If the ribs hurt, we jogged today a little. We'll get back at jogging, and we swam a little too. Alrighty. Um, let's share the screen. Present. Share screen. They say it's 43 degrees Fahrenheit outside. What the fuck? Because it is 80 degrees in my thingy. It was raining. Um, what is the temperature outside? Motherfucker. What is the temperature outside?
It's 62 degrees in Denver right now.
It's 62 degrees. Alrighty, so let's go to here. Allow. Go like that. We're gonna look at this. Um, hmm. Alrighty. Okay. Hmm. What's going on here? All right, now we got it. There we go. Okay, 61 degrees out is what it says. So let's get this studying thing going on. It's 11:18. I thought it was a Friday, not a Thursday. It is Thursday, not Friday. So here we go. Study tasks. Okay, pop up. Yep, allow. Here we go. Your lab will be ready in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. What did we eat for dinner? It was chicken stir fry, like a pre-meat. You just dump it in and heat it up. You got to pour in the sauces. I bought some extra sauce to put in there. It was nice. And then I also bought some sausages, some bacon cheddar sausage bratwurst sausages thingies. Cooked those, and then those were cooked. I put them in the thing, and then I heated it all up. Wow. That air conditioner, that swamp cooler. Ooh, dog, it works. Oh yeah, Eddie M. Hello, how are y'all? Hey, do you guys know Two Trad Fag? His new channel, because his old one got taken down. Oh, oh, wife beater's on backwards. Oh, alrighty. Nah, it happens. Alrighty. Whew. 80 degrees inside here, 60 degrees outside. It just rained a little. Alrighty, we're going to put that down. We'll look at our resources. All right, our username is root, our password is password. Instructions. Alrighty. Scenario as a security team member of Structure Reality Inc. What? Haven't seen. Yeah, well, he was on the what was it, last night or the night before stream? What the fuck is that? Huh. Alrighty. Yeah, Cool Taste said it was like TTR still ain't dead yet. Wanted to send some more emails and letters, to shit on him. But yeah. Anyways, all right. There we go. As a security team member of Structure Reality Inc., you are working to improve your organization's security stance. You are currently tasked with performing asset discovery and finding open service ports. Open service ports are a threat vector. If discovered, open service ports are a threat vector. If discovered, an open service port is a target for attack. Adversaries may be able to gain access to and control over systems through open service ports by evaluating the status of ports on systems, especially internet exposed systems. You can work to reduce the attack surface by closing unnecessary ports. In this lab, you will use a port scanner to detect open ports, enumerate service identities, and identify the operating systems at target. First, you will evaluate a border firewall, a border firewall from an outside location. Next, you will analyze the scan results from the guest network. Finally, you will scrutinize the scan results of a server accessed from the client network. Understand your environment. You'll be working from a virtual machine in Kali hosting Kali Linux, connected to the Internet Server Subnet. The virtual hosting of Kali Linux does not support the type text feature, so you must manually enter all commands for this lab. These commands are displayed in a bold terminal font. Objectives. This activity is designed to test your understanding of and ability to apply content examples in the following compTIA Security Plus objectives. 2.2, explain common threat vectors and attack surfaces. 2.3, given a scenario, analyze the results of reconnaissance exercise. Bam. Alrighty, discovering outward-facing open service ports. You are initially working from an external subnet as internet simulation in relation to the Structure Reality private network. You are performing a discovery enumeration scan using Nmap against the primary firewall of Structure Reality. Nmap is an open source network scanner and security auditing tool. Analyze the ports. Yes, we'll get there. You are initially working from an external subnet and internal simulation in relation to the Structure Reality private network. You are performing a discovery enumeration scan using Nmap against the primary firewall of Structure Reality. Nmap is an open source network scanner and security auditing tool. More information can be found at nmap.org. Security Plus Scalable Lab Environment does not have direct internet access. Therefore, you will need to visit URL using your local browser. Okay, 1. Connect to Kali and sign in as root using password as a password. You are purposely signing in as root for this lab to access all of Nmap's capabilities and avoid permission issues. If you are working from a non-root account, you must use sudo to switch user content and elevate your terminal window to root. Alrighty, so ROOT tab PA number sign 00 W0RD. Enter. Okay. Bam. Okay, connected there. Open a terminal window by selecting the terminal emulator from the Kali Linux toolbar located at the top of the screen by default. This icon looks like a black computer with a cursor. The terminal window should already be elevated to use root privileges. Maximize the terminal window. This optimizes the space for output and maximizes the amount of information that can be displayed at once. If needed, you can adjust the text size from the edit menu of the terminal window. So I believe, bam, terminal emulator. Bam. Alrighty. I don't want that all the way over there. I want to be able to see it. All of it. Alright, there we go. Good enough. Okay. Bam. Enter the following command to perform a port scan of the top 100 common ports of the company's border router internet facing interface at 203.0.113.1 using the SYN scan method while identifying the services on open ports and the OS. Disable host discovery and saving the results onto a file. So we're going to enter in that. For all Nmap parameters, capitalization is important. Alrighty. This should take less than 30 seconds to complete. The output will be displayed onto the screen as well as captured in a file. You can view the standard syntax of Nmap using Nmap without any parameters. You can view the manual page for Nmap using man Nmap. You can also view the complete Nmap reference guide online at nmap.org/docs.html. The Security Plus Scalable Lab environment does not have direct internet access. Therefore, you will need to visit the URL using your local browser. The nmap command will perform several operations against the target. The -f parameter sets the scan to only test the top 100 ports. The dot, that's up here. That's that. The -ss parameter sets the scan type to SYN scan. This allows the default scan type. The SYN scan is the most reliable scan option as it simulates the initial communication attempt from a valid client, while not completing the establishment of a full session. Therefore, the SYN scan has the best chance of determining the open state of TCP ports. The -sv parameter performs a version scan which attempts to elicit the identity of services on open ports. The -o parameter attempts to identify the operating system. The -pn parameter disables host discovery and assumes all IPs are actively in use. The -on parameter saves the output of Nmap to the specific file name in addition to the screen displayed at the same. In addition to the screen display of the same. Alrighty, let's get ready to type. All right, here we go. So we will type in 3.0.113.1 space dash capital F dash S capital S grammar space dash S capital V grammar space dash capital O grammar space dash capital P lowercase n grammar space dash lowercase o capital N, then grammar space BORDER dash SCAN dot nmap. Enter. Fuck. I misspelled it. You see that? Wrong dash. There we go. Enter. Where the fuck am I fucking up? Okay. Oh, I forgot to start with nmap. See that? Alrighty. Okay. All right. NMAP space enter. There we go. Starting nmap 7.93 at all that shit. Alrighty, there we go. Nmap scan report. Here we go. Host is up. Not blah blah blah. 99 filtered TCP ports. No response. Port state service version. All that shit. Warning. OS scan results may be unreliable because we cannot find at least one open and one closed port. Device type, general use. Running, just guessing. So they're guessing it's running this. Aggressive operating system guesses. All that stuff. No exact operating system matches for host. Test conditions not ideal. Server host now. MailGW, structurality.com. OS and service detection reform. Please report any incorrect results at here. Okay. Enter the following command to display just the open port results. Alrighty. Grep open borderscan.nmap. Border scan.nmap. Enter. Alrighty, we got to lower this. Okay, so 25 TCP open SMTP postfix SMTPD. Warning: OS scan results may be unreliable because we cannot find at least one open port and one closed port. What ports are discovered as being open on this target? 25. Okay, so we go here. We did that, and then we're going to click 25 because 25 is right here. So that's 25 TC port. All right, and then we're going to go. Okay, open. We'll score this. Bam, we did it correctly. Open service port represents a threat vector to an organization, especially ports that are discoverable from the internet. Open ports for services like email, port 25 TCP for SMTP, and web, port 80 TCP HTTP, can be targeted for attacks. If those services have vulnerabilities, an adversary may be able to compromise the system and gain remote control. You also discovered that port 22 TCP for SSH is open. Does not say that. This support is remote control management administration, but is that necessary and warranted by the organization from the internet? If not, it should be closed. Generally, anything internet exposed needs to be hardened against any potential attack potential. Entering the following command and display just the OS detection results. Grep, capital O, capital S, BORDER-SCAN .nmap. Alrighty. Warning: OS scan results may be unreliable because we cannot find at least one open port and one closed port. OS CPE CPE-O Freebird FreeBDS whatever. No exact OS matches. Okay. So we did that. What OS was detected on the target? FreeBSD. Score. All right. Being able to determine the OS of a target may allow an adversary to select more effective exploits based on the OS type and version. When possible, minimizing OS information made accessible to external entities will reduce that threat. Would reduce this threat. Leave the elevated terminal window open for the next exercise. All right. Confirm that you performed a network discovery and enumeration scan against the target. Yep. Confirm that you elevated the threat vectors and attack surfaces revealed by the scan. Evaluate it. Yeah, we did that. Alrighty. Okay. Discover threat vectors from a guest network. In addition to the threats from the internet, you should also be concerned about the threat sources closer to home. A guest network may be a nice benefit to offer visitors, but not properly configured. It could expose company resources to attack. Change the network location of your Kali workstation to perform an analysis of the attack surface from the guest network. You got to do a live stream with joking on. Yeah. I know. You keep talking about him. I sent him a comment. Yeah. All right. Okay. Select the resource tab in the lab environment control panel. Alrighty. In the area for Kali, select the pull-down list under F0, then select VGAS. Select the Instructions tab on the lab environment control panel. The terminal window should still be open. Enter DH client -R ampersand DH client. This command will release the previously assigned IP address from the internet subnet and obtain a new IP address in the server subnet. Okay, so we go here and we go to the Kali and we get VGAST. VGAST. Alrighty, then we go back to instruct. Alright, we did this. We did this. Select Instructions tab and control pane. Alright. Over here, we will DH client -R Alrighty. And then we hit enter. Okay. So that's done. Enter IP-A or grammar space A, grammar space S, grammar space. This command displays the IP configuration information for just the F0 interface. IP A S ETH 0. All right. Broadcast, multicast, up, lower, up. The state up, group default. 0. Okay, we'll click this. Oh, gotta take a shit. Entering the following command to perform a port scan against the guest network's gateway device at 192.168.16 or dot 192.168.16.245 of the top 100 common points using the SYN scan method while identifying the services on open ports in the OS and saving the results into a file. This may take up 2 minutes to complete. The output will be displayed on the screen as well as captured in a file. All right, we got to enter in all that shit. Okay. Alrighty. So nmap 192.168.16.254 F SS SV UEST N map. Enter. Event not found. Oh, where the fuck? All right, hold on. Oh, the E's not supposed to be there. Okay, why? Let's try that again. So we'll go n map 192 dot what the fuck is going on here? Okay, so n map 192 dot 168 dot. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. Let's try that. N map space 192. So I guess I can't use my fucking little number pad because I have to use the numbers on top of the QWERTY fuckery. Okay, because if if I use the number thing, it just fucks up. All right, 192.168.254 dash capital F dash no S S. Alrighty, right? That's it. So we go there. I gotta move this. Okay, this may take up the output when displayed in a captured file. All right. Yeah, well, it takes 2 minutes, right? We're gonna go grab some. What do you call that? Grapefruit juice. Okay. Well, we did this. Yeah, I think it's still running. Yeah. Taking a long ass time for this, yo. Oh, damn. There we go, dude. Holy shit. OS and service detection performed. Please report any incorrect results to Nmap. Nmap done. One address, one host scanned in 157 seconds, 3 minutes. Says it took 3 minutes. All right. What's up? 95 filtered something port, TC ports. No response. Fuckery. Grip. Open. What is the name of the service found on several open ports? Enter the exact name in the text box below. I think the service ports down here. Open sense. So it's the service detected on ports 80, 40, 43, and 8000 is the firewall. These ports can be used to access the firewall's management interface. It is not a secure deployment if a guest network member can access the management interface of the company firewall. These ports should be closed on the guest network. Keep in mind that some ports should remain open to support valid communication such as DNS, port 53, web 80 and 443, and email, which is 25 or 465 or 587 SMT. Uh, port 110 and 995 are POP3, and port 143 slash 993 are IMAP. Those are our with email. All right. Entering the following command display just the OS detection result. Rep OS ST N dot N map. Alrighty, warning, OS scan results may be unreliable because we cannot find at least one open port, one closed one. Okay, aggressive OS guesses. FreeBSD 11.2 release. 93% on that one guess. Alrighty. So we'll click here. Alright, it's FreeBSD. The score. Alrighty. Being able to determine the OS of a target may allow an adversary to select a more effective exploit based on the OS type and version. When possible, minimizing OS information made accessible to external entities would reduce this threat. Leave the elevated terminal window open for the next exercise. Click confirm you before network is served new risk scanning gets started. Confirm you evaluated threat vectors. Yep. Alrighty. Guest network member, or discover the attack surface of an internal attack network. Discover the attack surface of the internal network. Guest network members are usually temporary visitors, but what about the long-term risk of internal entities, both computers and users? Scanning internal network systems for open service ports can reveal aspects of the internal attack surface. In this exercise, you will position your Kali workstation in the client subnet, scan a system in the server subnet. Select the Resources tab in the Lab Environment Control Plane. In the area for Kali, select the pull-down list under F0, then select VLAN clients. Then select Instructions tab in the Lab Environment Control Panel. The terminal window should still be open. Enter in this. All right, we'll go here, VLAN clients, Instructions. All right, so we did that one. We did this one. We're back in instruction. The terminal window will still be open. Enter this ship. This command will release the previously assigned IP address from the internet subnet and obtain a new IP address in the server subnet. So we will go DH client dash R ampersand ampersand DH client. Killed old client process. All right, that's what it said right there. Killed old client process. All right, here, let me if I go like this, see it says right here, killed old client process. Alrighty. Enter IP AS ITHO. This command displays the IP configuration for just the ITHO interface. Alrighty. All that. Okay. So we're going to go like this. We're going to validate the task. All right, Kali is connected to the client network. Alrighty. Here, let's see if we go like this. Alrighty, entering the following command to do a port scan against the legacy server and the server network of the top 100 common ports using the SYN scan method while identifying the services on open ports and the OS and saving the results into a file. All right, nmap 0.1.16.2 F S V capital O O N server scan nmap. This may take up 2 minutes. That will be displayed on the screen. It takes 3 minutes. It takes 3 minutes. Alrighty. Um, we can turn off the air conditioner. There we go. Okay. All this. Nmap version 7.93 started. Alrighty. All these ports are open. Says right there. See right here? It all says open. All right. The scan only took a minute, is what it says. Okay, whatever. All right. We did that. Okay. All these are open. It says what they basically do. Results may be unreliable. Okay, whatever. Alrighty. We'll click here. What services are discovered to be accessible over open ports on this target? SMT, SMTP. Alrighty. HTTP. Is there an RDP? I do not see an RDP. RPC, but no RDP. All right. Is there an IMAP? Alrighty. Oh, there's an IMAP. Yep. IMAP right there. Alrighty. Microsoft DS. Is there a Mount D? Yep. There's a Mount D. MySQL. Yep. MySQL. MSRP. Yep. We have the MSRPC. Yep. And FTP. Okay. We do not have FTP, nor do we have an NTP, nor is there RDP. We will score. The number of open point services on the server is significant. While many of these services may be present for a valid reason that needs to be verified, any necessary service should be configured to use encrypted communications, even internally. Also, notice that all of these service ports are discoverable as open and service versions elicited because there is no firewall separating the client and server networks. This is evidence of a lack of effective network segmentation. It needs to be recognized that internal systems present a real threat vector. An insider can cause just as much harm as an external intruder. All right, let's score. Congratulations, you have answered the question correctly. Entering the following command to display the OS detection results. All righty. Blah, blah, blah. Microsoft Windows Service 2016. Microsoft Windows Service 2016, 98% gas. 2012, there's 92% gas. Windows 10, 89% gas. Alrighty. The OS of this server is Windows Service 2016. The OS has reached its end of life which occurred on January 11, 2022. Alrighty. This means it is no longer considered an actively developed and supported OS. However, it may continue to receive updates for security issues only through January 12, 2027. At that date, it will be an end-of-life service system. This system should be slated for replacement before it reaches its end-of-life service date. Okay, we did that. Alrighty. Confirm you perform network discovery and enumeration scan against the target. Yep. Confirm that you evaluated the threat vectors and attack surfaces revealed by the scan. Yep. Alrighty. Here we go. There are questions. Each assisted lab ends with a set of comprehensive questions. Answer these to ensure that you recognize the importance of the activity steps and the uses of the information you have learned. What is a threat vector? A pathway that can support an intrusion attempt, the arrow progress of exploited development, an assessment of the severity of damage caused by a breach, the number of times per year that an attack could occur. A threat vector is a pathway that can support an intrusion attempt. What is an attack surface? The collection of exposed vulnerabilities, the listing of ports on a system, the services running in the background of a server, the outer shell of a server. We're going to go with the collection of exposed vulnerabilities. Bam! What Nmap parameter option performs a scan which displays service identification? I believe that's the SS. Oh, no. Oh, then service version. That was earlier when they were talking -F is this, -OS is operating system. Okay, so it's service version. Alrighty. Got me on that one. Where can threats originate? All of the above. Externally, internally, third-party software, all of the above. We're going to go with all of the above. Bam. Okay, what are the two primary response options to the discovery of an open port hosting an insecure service? Close the exposed port, require more complex passwords, perform a vulnerability scan, configure service encryption, apply updates to the OS. Okay, what are the two primary response options to the discovery of an open port hosting an insecure service? We would close the exposed port and configure service encryption. Bam! Look at that, dude. Woo, woo! That's what I'm talking about, bro. Okay, now we will grade the lab. Okay, this concludes this lab. When you have finished the lab, please ensure you end it properly rather than just closing the browser window. Once you select submit, you will not be able to return to this lab instance. However, if you want to repeat the lab, you can launch a new instance from your lab portal. Make sure you have submitted responses to all of these scored activities. Alrighty, select submit below to grade the lab. You can use the menu button. That's up here. This is the menu. All right. And at the top right of this panel, to save the lab state and return to it later. No, we're done. Note that you can only have a limited number of labs in a save state at any time. All right. You can also use the menu button to end cancel lab. Ending a lab means that no score will be recorded. And next time you launch the lab, it will be reset to its original starting conditions. All righty. Yep. That's the disclaimer at every lab. All right. Now we will hit submit. Are you sure you want to submit for grading? Yes, I'm sure I want to submit for grading. All right, there it is. All righty. I'll go here. That's the print option. All right there. And we're going to go with cancel because we don't want to print it. Alrighty. So I guess we can close out of here. Go back to learning plan. Okay. I thought we just did this. Okay, so compare threat types. Topic 2C. Uh, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did that set, and then 6 down here. Well, let's go for it. Study task. Even though I really got to go to the bathroom. Exam objectives covered. 2.2 explain common threat vectors and attack surfaces. People, employees, contractors, suppliers, and customers represent part of the attack surface of any organization. Collectively, they are referred to as the human vector. A person with permissions on the system is a potential target of manipulative threat actor techniques known as social engineering. Being able to compare and contrast social engineering techniques will help you to lead security awareness training and to develop policies and other security controls to mitigate these risks. Um, yeah, I got to go to the bathroom, so hold on. Took ninth housey shit right there. Feeling great. Okay,
In this demo, we're going to talk about how to capture user credentials from a web page. While there are many different methods for gaining unauthorized access to a user's web account, we're going to do it by cloning a website sign-in page and directing the user to enter the information on a fake page. To fool a user into going to our cloned sign-in page, we would create a phishing email and send it to them. But in this demo, we're just going to cover cloning. To do this, we will use one of the many exploits provided by the social engineering.
why do I need to close the door? You guys hear me taking a shit? You hear me flushing the toilet in there?
Toolkit. Because this is a demo, we're going to use a fake website. I'll enter the credentials myself to show how the tool works. First, we need to find a website that we would like to attack. But since we'll only be cloning one page of the site, we need to know what the full URL is for the login page. Let's go to www.fakewebsite.com. This is a WordPress site, which makes our life a little easier, since the login page name is almost always the same. To make sure, though, we'll click the login button on the page and see where it takes us. I'll scroll down here and click Login. Now that we're on the login page, we can look in the address field and see the full URL of the exact page we want to clone. Since we'll need this URL later, we're going to copy it. Now that we have the page we want to clone, let's open up the Social Engineering Toolkit. Since it's a command line app, we'll be working in the terminal. Once the terminal opens, I'll type in SE Toolkit and press Enter. On this screen, you can see that there are two attack options: social engineering attacks and penetration testing. If you add extra attacks made by others, they'll appear under third-party modules. The remaining options are for maintaining the social engineering toolkit. The option that we're looking for can be found under social engineering attacks. So I'll select number 1 and press Enter. We're interested in cloning a website, so we'll select option 2, website attack vectors. To get to the clone option from here, we'll select number 3, credential harvester attack method, and then select number 2, site cloner. Since we'll be using this machine to host the clone page and listen for credentials, we can leave the default options. I'll just press Enter to continue. Next, we'll use Ctrl-Shift-V to paste the URL we copied earlier and press Enter again. Now the social engineering toolkit is saying, "Hey, do you understand what you're saying here?" Yes, I do. It also offers a couple of troubleshooting instructions in case the tool isn't working. Since we expect it to work, we'll just press Enter to continue. Now we're finally at the page that will show us if the tool sees anything interesting. Earlier, I set up a website with a name that's just a little different from the name of the website we're cloning. This is the page that you would send to someone to trick them into opening it. It's basically the same address, but with the number 1 at the end. Let's go to that page in our web browser. I'm going to keep the terminal open on the side and open the web browser on the other side of the screen so you can see the tool working. I'll do that by opening Firefox and navigating to www.fakewebsite1.com. You can see that when I navigated to the clone web page, something happened over to the right in the tool. It printed some information to the screen. This just shows that a connection request was served to the requesting computer. Now let's see what happens if I put in some user credentials. I'll type in admin for the user and let me in for the password. Press Enter to log in. And there we go. In the terminal, you can see some information from the tool. Note that the tool tries to guess what information is important. This time, it correctly identified the password field, but didn't find a username field. That's because WordPress username fields have kind of ambiguous names. But that didn't get in our way. This information was caught, as you can see right over here. It's worth noting that after an attempted authentication, the social engineering toolkit actually redirected us to the real website. This means that typically a user would likely just assume that they had entered their credentials incorrectly and try again. They probably wouldn't suspect a thing. And that's it for this demo. We discussed how to use the site cloner in the social engineering toolkit, and we saw how you, or anyone, can clone a website's look and feel and trick users into entering their credentials on a fake website.
Rate your confidence. We're going to go with Dick Pill level of confidence. Human vectors. Adversaries can use a diverse range of techniques to compromise the security system. A prerequisite of many types of attacks is to obtain information about the network and security system. This knowledge is not only stored on computer disks, it also exists in the minds of employees and contractors. The people operating computers and accounts are a part of the attack surface referred to as human vectors. Social engineering refers to means of either illicit information from someone or getting them to perform some action for the threat actor. It can also be referred to as hacking the human. A threat actor might use social engineering to gather intelligence as reconnaissance in preparation for an intrusion or to effect an actual intrusion by obtaining account credentials and persuading the target to run malware. There are many diverse social engineering strategies, but to illustrate the concept, consider the following scenarios. A threat actor creates an executable file that prompts a network user for their password and then records whatever the user inputs. The attacker then emails the executable file to the user with the story that the user must open the file and log on to the network again to clear up some login problems the organization has been experiencing that morning. After the user complies, the attacker now has access to their network credentials. A threat actor contacts the help desk pretending to be a remote sales representative who needs assistance setting up remote access. Through a series of phone calls, the attacker obtains the name address of the remote access server and login credentials, in addition to phone numbers for remote access and for accessing the organization's private phone and voicemail system. A threat actor triggers a fire alarm and then slips into the building during the confusion and attaches a monitoring device to a network port. Rate your confidence, Dick Pill level of confidence. Impersonation and pretexting. Impersonation simply means pretending to be someone else. It is one of the basic social engineering techniques. Impersonation is possible when the target cannot verify the attacker's identity easily, such as over the phone or via an email message. A threat actor will typically use one of two approaches: persuasion, consensus, liking. Convince the target that the request is a natural one that would be impolite or somehow odd to refuse. Coercion, threat, urgency. Intimidate the target with a bogus appeal to authority or penalty, such as getting fired or not acting quick enough to prevent some dire outcome. The classic impersonation attack is for the social engineer to phone in to a department, claim they have to adjust something on the user's system remotely, and then get the user to reveal their password. Do you really know who's on the other line? All right. The use of carefully crafted story with convincing or intimidating details is referred to as pretexting. Making a convincing impersonation to either charm or intimidate a target usually depends on the attacker obtaining privilege information about the organization. For example, when the attacker impersonates a member of the organization's IT support team, the attack will be more effective with the identity details of the person being impersonated and the target. Some social engineering techniques are dedicated to obtaining this type of intelligence as a reconnaissance activity. As most companies are set up toward customer service rather than security, this information is typically quite easy to come by. Information that might seem innocuous such as department employee lists, job titles, phone numbers, diaries, invoices, or purchase orders, can help an attacker penetrate an organization through impersonation. Rate your confidence. Dick pill level of confidence. Phishing and farming. Phishing is a combination of social engineering and spoofing. It persuades or tricks the target into interacting with a malicious resource disguised as a trusted one, traditionally using email as the vector. A phishing message might try to convince the user to perform such actions, such as installing disguised malware or allowing a remote access connection to the attacker. Other types of phishing campaigns use a spoof website set up to imitate a bank or e-commerce sites or some other web resource that should be trusted by the target. The attacker then emails users of the genuine website to inform them that their account must be updated or with a hoax alert or alarm, supplying a disguised link that actually leads to the spoof site. When the user authenticates with the spoof site, their login credentials are captured. All right. On the right, you can see the message in its true form as the email client has stripped out the formatting. As the mail client has stripped out the format shown on the left, designed to disguise the nature of the links. Okay. Phishing refers specifically to email or text message threat vectors. The same sort of attack can be performed over other types of media. Phishing, a phishing attack conducted through voice channel, telephone, or VoIP, for instance. For example, targets could be called by someone purporting to represent their bank, asking them to verify a recent credit card transaction and requesting their security details. It can be much more difficult for someone to refuse a request made in a phone call compared to one made in an email. Rapid improvements in deepfake technology are likely to make phishing attempts via voice and even video messaging more prevalent in the future. Smishing, SMIshing, a phishing attack that uses simple message services, SMS text communications, as the vector. Direct messages to a single contact have a high chance of failure. Other social engineering techniques still use spoofed resources such as fake sites and login pages, but rely on redirection or passive methods to entrap victims. A farming attack is one that redirects users from a legitimate website to a malicious one. Rather than using social engineering techniques to trick the user, farming relies on corrupting the way the victim's computer performs internet name resolution so that they are redirected from the genuine site to the malicious one. For example, if mybank.foo should point to IP address 2.2.2.2, a farming attack would corrupt the name resolution process to make it point to IP address 6.6.6.6. Rate your confidence. Dick pill level of confidence. High. Typo squatting. Typo squatting. Phishing and farming both depend on impersonation to succeed. The spoof message or site must appear to derive from a source that the target trusts. A threat actor can use various inconsistencies in the way the message's source is represented in a mail client to trick the target into trusting the message source. Email client software does not always identify the actual email address used to send the message. Instead, it displays a from field where a threat actor can add an arbitrary value. This technique is less common now, as filtering software can be configured to alert the user of any discrepancy between the actual and claimed sender's address. Typo squatting means that the threat actor registers a domain name very similar to the real one, such as, is that supposed to be example.com or examinpel.com, hoping that users will notice the difference and assume they are browsing a trusted site or receiving email from an unknown source. These are also referred to as cousin, lookalike, or doppelganger domains. Another technique is to register a hijacked subdomain using the primary domain of a trusted cloud provider, such as onmicrosoft.com. If phishing messages appears to come from example.onmicrosoft.com, most users will be inclined to trust it. Rate your level of confidence. Dick pill level of confidence, high. Business email compromise. Where phishing is typically associated with mass mailer attacks, business email compromise is referred to as a sophisticated campaign that targets a specific individual within a company, typically an executive or senior manager. The threat actor poses as a colleague, business partner, or vendor. The threat actor is likely to perform reconnaissance to obtain a detailed understanding of the target and the best psychological approach and pretext to trick them. They are unlikely to use obvious features of mass mailer phishing messages, such as spoof links or malware file attachments. To perpetuate this type of high stakes attack, the threat actor might try to first gain control of a legitimate mail account to use to send the phishing messages. Some sources use the term business email compromise to mean an attack with a specific financial motivation, where the objective is to persuade a budget holder to authorize a fraudulent payment or wire transfer. Similar terminology for highly targeted attacks includes spear phishing, targeting specific individuals, whaling, targeting employees that have influential roles, CEO fraud, impersonating the CEO, and angler phishing, using social media as the vector. Brand impersonation and disinformation. Brand impersonation means the threat actor commits resources to accurately duplicate a company's logos and formatting, fonts, colors, and heading, body, paragraph styles to make a phishing message or farming website a visually compelling fake. Oh, okay. The threat actor could even mimic the style or tone of email communications or website copy. They could try to get a phishing site listed high in search results by using realistic content. Disinformation, misinformation tactics could be used to create fake social media posts or refers sites that link to the fake site to boost search ranking. Disinformation refers to a purposeful motivation to deceive. Misinformation refers to repeating false claims or rumors without the intention to deceive. A disinformation campaign might attempt to get others to repeat and amplify the false facts it creates as misinformation. A watering hole attack relies on a group of targets that use an unsecured third-party website. For example, staff running an international e-commerce site might use a local pizza delivery firm. A threat actor might discover this fact through social engineering or other reconnaissance of the target. An attacker can compromise the pizza delivery firm's website so that it runs exploit codes on visitors. They may be able to infect the computers of the e-commerce company's employees and penetrate the e-commerce company systems. Rate your confidence. Dick pill level of confidence, motherfuckers. Finish task. All right. We're 1 hour and 15 minutes into this. We'll just keep going. All righty. I think this may be the last one. We may call it. It's 12:33 a.m. Colorado time, Denver, Colorado time. Review activity social engineering. Bam. Let's see if we get these. The help desk takes a call. The caller states that she cannot connect to the e-commerce website to check her order status. She would also like a username and password. The user gives a valid customer company name but is not listed as a contact in the customer database. The user does not know the company code or customer ID. Is this likely to be social engineering attempt or is it a false alarm? I'm going to say social engineering attempt. This is likely going to be a social engineering attempt. The help desk should not give out any information or add an account with confirming the caller's ID. Did you get it right? Yes, I did. A purchasing manager is browsing a list of products on a vendor's website when a window opens claiming that anti-malware software has detected several thousand files on the computer that are infected with viruses. Instructions in the official-looking window indicate the user should click a link to install software that will remove these infections. Is this a type of social engineering attempt? False alarm. Social engineering attempt. This is a social engineering attempt utilizing a watering hole attack and brand impersonation. Your CEO calls to request market research data immediately be forwarded to their personal email address. You recognize their voice, but a proper request form has not been filled out, and use of third-party email is prohibited. They state that normally they would fill out the form and should not be an exemption, but they urgently need the data to prepare for a roundtable at the conference they are attending. What type of social engineering techniques could this use, or is it a false alarm? This is authoritative. This is the authoritative one, right? Social engineering. This is a CEO fraud phishing attack over a voice channel phishing. It is possible that it uses deepfake technology for voice mimicry. The use of sophisticated attack for a relatively low value data asset seems unlikely. However, a fairly safe approach would be to contact the CEO back on a known mobile number. Did you get it right? Kind of. A company policy states any wire transfer above a certain value must be authorized by 2 employees. A company policy states that any wire transfer above a certain value must be authorized by 2 employees, who must separately perform due diligence to verify invoice details. What specific type of social engineering is this policy designed to mitigate? All of them? All of them. All of them. Business email compromise. A company policy states that any wire transfer above a certain value must be authorized by 2 employees, who must separately perform due diligence to verify invoice details. No, I did not. No, did not. That was confusing. Okay, this is a lab, and that's going to take a while. So I'm going to stop right there for tonight. Tomorrow's Friday morning. Hopefully, I get my hair done tomorrow, which will be nice. Get my hair rebraided. So yeah, I'm calling it, everybody. Here, we'll go with here. Everybody in YouTube land, stay warm if you need to stay warm. Stay cool if you need to stay cool. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay sober if you're choosing sobriety. Because I'm on my sobriety trip. Doing good. Dreams are fucking woo! Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I have been having some fucking out there dreams, dude. Semi-real, semi-not real, semi-holy fuck, semi-not holy. Anyways, peace. Love you.